And we're live. This is episode number 29, I think, of Knurled News. As a reminder to anyone who's chiming in or logging in late, not necessarily at the live, we do this every Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern. So tune in live at 10:30 Eastern. This is also built off of a newsletter that's been happening for like 4 or 5 years called Knurled News. Maybe even longer. But there's thousands of subscribers on the newsletter, and just a reminder for anyone chiming in, it's basically goes with the newsletter, and I'll publish that later today. I actually don't think I have a link in the description now for the live, but you can find that in the description if you want to subscribe to Knurled News. And then also we do have this on Spotify and Apple. So just getting those out of the way for mostly those who are hopping in later.
Yeah. +1 on the Knurled News Live, even before we did this live show. And even before I was as involved with Garage Gym Experiment, Home Gym Con, Garage Gym Radio as I am today, the Knurled News Live newsletter was one that I always checked out. Jake has always done a really good job of curating all of the new hotness for the week or whatever the week. Sometimes it'll go a couple of weeks between emails, but just a great job of laying it all out. He also surfaces recent content from other creators in the space. So just a good curated place to find all of the things if you can't be as in tuned on a daily basis as some of the rest of us. So yeah, I really like that newsletter.
Fun fact, and really the Knurled News newsletter kind of started off as on the blog, but it kind of separated. But basically, newsletters like Morning Brew and The Hustle were, and I've said this before, were the biggest inspiration behind me starting this.
Yeah, it's a good one. Good morning to all the fellas in the chat already. Good to see good to see your comments. Good to see y'all.
Who do we got?
We've got the man who parks in the gym. We've got Carp. I've tried to Coach Carp. I've started commenting on anything he posts, just because that's his thing. And then we've got Eccles, and then I don't know who Jim is, but at least not by first name because it's Jim. But we've got Jim and we've got Colin.
It's a Garage Gym Finder or Gym Gear Finder.
Yeah. Is it Jim? It is probably Gym Gear Finder. That's the acronym. That's who it is. Yes. Good morning, everybody. We've got Derek, Texas 50 Cal. So what's been going on with you, man, in the last week? Anything new?
No, nothing crazy new. Just plugging along as usual.
Yeah.
What about you?
Just working. I'm still really busy at work. Wife and daughter are finally coming down off of being sick for the last couple of weeks. It's cooling down a little bit here in Arizona. I don't know if you saw, it made national news. We had what do they call that thing? The dust storm? But there's a name for it. The something boob. Haboob. It's a haboob or something. It's like a crazy dust storm. And there were pictures from all over the valley, especially from Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, which is our local international airport. And it just looks like something out of a movie, just this huge cloud. Of dust.
I saw that and I didn't know if it was real or
you thought it was AI. Yeah.
You can't tell anymore.
Yeah, it was real. It was at one point yesterday I was in this office working, and my wife knocked on the door and she said, "Hey, you want to go close up your gym because it's like a crazy dust windstorm. You're going to go out there and it's just going to be covered in dust and leaves everywhere." So I had to go seal up the gym. Because I was getting crazy. Trees are down all over my neighborhood.
So what's it like to walk outside?
Right now it's fine. It rained last night, so it makes for a nice cooler morning than we would typically get. It's only 76 outside right now, and just last week it would have been probably 95 degrees right now. So it cools things down a little bit, but thankfully it doesn't impact us too much here. But people who are closer to it, like you risk like your roof blowing off and stuff. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Here, let me show you something.
Yeah.
Change the topic. I meant to have this right next to me, but I wanted to show off this Bear Steel equipment.
Oh,
Here's a
look at
sneak peek of what
that.
some of the like merch or whatever custom stuff can look like. I also got a 10 millimeter stack pin for the cable handles, but yeah, pretty. How's that look?
It looks good. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Dude,
in
it's super
focus.
clean, super
Yeah, it
clean.
is really clean. I need to get a couple of those for my Vex pins from Surplus Strength. Those would be cool.
Does Jason do custom stickers like that?
Who?
Jason?
Oh, does Jason know? No, not that I
So
know
they
of.
actually sent. I'll send you some. I got a couple extra.
Sweet.
I don't know if it's the
Who'd
same
you work
size.
with on those?
Bear Steel equipment.
Oh, he does
Yeah, so
stickers.
those are the Bear Steel. Well, I don't know where he gets the stickers from. I don't know if it's a collaboration with Plate Snacks or not, or someone, or actually it might just be this www.kamika.it.
Oh, okay.
It's on the back website here.
On the subject of stickers, I finally want to order some stickers for me that's with like my nice like Mike logo on it. I'll probably reach out to Plate Snacks just because he's the go-to guy in the industry. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting ready to do that. It'd be cool to include a sticker or two when I ship out the Kaz mod, and just to have and like hand out to buddies. I've got a number of other people's in my gym, like Coach Carp, man who parks in the gym. You need to get some stickers. Yours would be sweet.
But just FYI, from our end, if you see like man or gym, if you click the full thing, you see the full name.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
What do I have to click?
You just click show on stream, and on show on stream
Oh,
shows.
okay, got it. Yeah, if we show them on stream. Got it. Yeah. So yeah, not too much going on. It's only been a week.
Cool. Well, we can hop into the document.
Let's hop into the doc. Oh, I've got some questions for you.
You do? Do you have 5 questions?
Last week you asked me. Yeah, I've got 5 questions.
Oh, you do? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. You want to do it now?
Or when you want? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we can do it now. Okay. Let's see. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Ooh, Gladiator.
Oh, good one. Really good one. If your surplus strength rack disappeared tomorrow, what would you replace it with?
Ooh, that's a good question. Oh. Ooh, if I got rid of the surplus strength rack. Honestly, I might go with the Force USA C20.
I knew you were going to say Force USA. That's a good call. Yeah, okay.
It's either that or I'd do the Rep Aries.
You go Aries. Okay.
I think so.
All right. Real quick, as a follow-up to my first question, what did you think about Gladiator 2?
So I saw that the reviews weren't very good, and I've decided I'm not going to watch it.
Oh, really? You just want to preserve
love
for the first.
Dude, Gladiator's been my favorite movie choice for like, I don't know, whenever it came out 20 years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I don't think the second one would ruin your sentiments on the first one, but yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Okay, then do I want to waste 2.5 hours watching?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. I didn't pay to see it in the theater, so there's that. Let's see, what else do I have here? What is your favorite audiobook of all time?
Favorite audiobook of all time? The Fountainhead.
The Fountainhead.
Ayn Rand.
I'm gonna have to write that down. I don't even know what that is. The Fountainhead.
Yeah.
As a follow-up for you guys listening, last week Jake asked me 5 questions, and you asked me what my favorite book was. Is that right? And I gave a couple of answers, and then I mentioned Project Hail Mary as being like my favorite audiobook of all time. Jake has since been listening to that audiobook in the last week. We were talking before we went live, and you're really enjoying it so far, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Another shameless plug for Project Hail Mary audiobook. Don't watch the trailer for the movie. I mean, I guess you all of the stuff that it could potentially spoil, I think you're already far enough in the audiobook to where it won't spoil it for you, but the trailer is spoilery if you haven't read the book.
Got it. So
Yeah.
I'd never even heard the movie was coming out, and
Okay.
I didn't even look what the book was about before I downloaded it and listened. So just
Yeah.
got into it.
I went in cold too. I had no idea what I was jumping into. And it starts off very jarring, right? You're just like, what is happening right now? Just like the main character has no idea what's going on. So
Yeah.
let's see. I just caught this one. This is actually a true statement from Flex Marks' Spot. Denzel made Gladiator 2 worth the watch. Yeah, not amazing, but wasn't bad either. And yes, Denzel does a really great job. I actually didn't even like that casting until I saw the movie, and I thought, okay, that was actually pretty good.
Got it.
Denzel's
So
like the
so
goat.
I have like on my Amazon Fire TV or whatever, I've clicked it a few times. So
Mhm.
basically every time I turn on my TV, it's right there for me to click and watch. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
just do it. Yeah. I
yeah.
just don't sit down and watch a movie very often.
Oh, man, I don't have much time for that either, unless it's like family friendly. Okay, we got that. Got that. I'm looking. I have like more than 5 questions, but
Let me throw in. I think in regards to books, I think a lot of it is just about like timing in your life, and it hits the right book at the right time to motivate you to do certain things. So the Fountainhead, I think I don't know if I would love reading it again because I read it at the right time.
yeah.
I'll also throw in I loved Shoe Dog. Shoe
Oh,
Dog
Shoe Dog
is
was so good.
phenomenal.
That was a really good audiobook.
Really good
Yes.
audiobook.
Highly recommend Shoe Dog.
There's a biography about Ted Turner that was great. Uh, I mean, I can go on and on actually. So let's just stop it.
Man, I gotta remember where did I put my phone? I don't even know. On the subject of audiobooks, there's another really good one that I will recommend to anybody listening, but especially you, Jake, maybe as something to because you liked Shoe Dog. I listened to Shoe Dog, and then this one that I'm gonna try to remember the name right after each other, and it was just like, wow, that's great. It's American Kingpin.
Great book,
You should, okay, you've listened to it. So good.
dude. I've listened to a lot of books.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, yeah. American Kingpin is really, really good. All right, let's get to the next question.
dude. That's a great suggestion. Now, American
Dude,
Kingpin,
it's
so
like a
good.
sleeper. Like you don't hear much about it, but it is, and it's a true story. So yeah, American Kingpin, you gotta check that one out. If you had to leave Indiana, where would you move?
Probably Colorado.
Have you been there a lot?
I love the Denver area. Yeah,
The Rockies.
yeah.
Mark just perked up. Flex marks the spot. Was like, huh? Wait, what? He's in Colorado. Sorry, I just read Manny Parks in the gym's comment, or just like
I
the
see
first
it
part
too.
of it.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. That's four. Um, I've got two more. What do I want to do? Let's see. What is your favorite music album of all time?
Ooh,
I don't know if you're a big music guy or not.
I'm not like a huge album guy. Um, if that makes sense. I never
Well,
just
I
like,
mean, it makes sense in today's day and era where it's all about singles and playlist on
yeah,
Spotify and stuff. But like back in the 90s and early 2000s, and even before that, like, you'd buy a CD or whatever, and it was like,
yeah,
I've just spent $17 on this thing. It's what I'm listening to.
yeah. So I will say and this makes me think about your podcast you just did, and when you talk about music, how it's always going to upset somebody.
Yeah.
Um, the last two Morgan Wallen albums have been
Wallen.
great.
Oh, okay. You like country music.
Hmm.
Gotcha. All right. That tracks. I'm gonna ask this one as my sixth question, but what is your daily driver barbell?
I actually don't have it anymore, but it would probably be the Rogue Ohio Power Bar.
Why'd you get rid of it if it was like your go-to barbell?
Just, I mean, I had so many that I
Yeah.
wanted to sell something that I could get value out of.
Was the
You
all
know,
stainless steel one, wasn't it?
um,
I remember you posting it
I
on
didn't have. It
Marketplace.
wasn't all stainless steel. The shaft was.
Stainless.
It was
And
not
then like,
stainless.
oh, it
I can't
wasn't.
even remember.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've had a few. I had a Boneyard Ohio Power Bar, and I got rid of it when I got the a Hanzu stainless steel power bar, and I was like,
Oh, I didn't like the Hanzu. I got rid of it, but that's just me.
I
I
didn't
think
like it. I didn't like it.
it's probably the collars. I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't love it. Cool.
I'm not super picky when it comes to barbells.
I'm semi picky, but good answers. That was fun. Thanks for playing. It's funny that you've listened to American Kingpin. It's really good, and Shoe Dog. Those were like so good when I listened to. I think it was like 2017 or 18. I listened to those. Great audiobooks. Cool. Let's check in the comments, see if there's anything else out there. What's up, Andy? I saw your good morning. I posted it. Colorado has a good used gym equipment market. It's probably because Flex and Lone Stag are there. Yes, he sold his Hanzu too. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Hanzu. I didn't have the stainless steel one though. I had the chrome one, and just wasn't a fan. Let's get into the doc. Are we starting on that page?
Yeah, I took out the home gym con update because there was no update.
Okay.
So right after we did the podcast last week, like literally got off the podcast minutes after, maybe even during, REPxKleva announced three new products. So the Adroit landmine Atlas attachment with some angles, and then the REPxKleva ISO push down grip cable attachment. So I think everyone knew that all of these were coming. I didn't necessarily know the angled Atlas attachment was coming.
Yeah.
But these look, I mean, cool. But I mean, again, I think we all kind of knew these were coming. What do you have any thoughts on this?
I like the angled Atlas. Like you said, none of us saw that coming. The original Atlas from Kleva was not angled, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Yeah, so I think that's cool. Angle where it's at least for me. The ISO push down grip cable attachment. I think so. I have their like the original Kleva tricep attachment, which I'm pretty sure that the ISO push down is basically just the handles from that taken off, and then they put the cable, the individual cable attachment ends on it. So I like them. They're nice and light. Well, the original one, nice and light because they're aluminum, and the ball ends are really nice. I think it's cool for me though. Now with Porter's Eclipse grips, like all other single hand grip attachments are like rendered obsolete in my opinion. But yeah, cool. And then I know that. I mean, it was almost every single day in the Facebook group. I would see people asking if they knew when the Adroit landmine was going to come out from Rep. So there's been a bunch of people who have been waiting for that. I'm sure they're happy that it's available now. I think it's widely considered like the best landmine shaft on the market. So yeah, it's cool stuff. Like I like to see that they're continuing the partnership. It obviously went good enough with the first batch of releases that they're continuing to drop new stuff. So
yeah.
I don't
Cool.
own any of these.
Cool.
Though, so yeah.
I don't own any. I had some in my shopping cart the other day, and I've been meaning to, but I haven't.
I really like my Rogue landmine. Like I have no need to update it or change it. I also haven't done landmine work in a while, but
That's something that I've noticed as well since I've like added pulley systems to my home gym. I just like don't use the landmine as much.
yeah.
But I mean, I do have one of the older Adroit landmines, and it's great.
Yeah.
Like if you want a landmine, this is what I would go with. I know Man Who Parks and Gym likes the Rogue One better, but I don't know. This one's just looks good too.
Yeah, I think the only thing it's like once you have it attached to your rack, it's kind of stuck there. It's a bolt on, right? So I think that's
I
why I
believe
like the
so.
Rogue
Yeah.
One better, is because it's like a threaded attachment, so you can with the knurled knob on it, so you can just move it around, put it high if you want for Viking presses and that kind of stuff. That was the one thing that always stopped me from getting the Adroit versus the Rogue One that I already had.
Yeah.
I just got the Swan neck in from
Whoa.
Next up,
I know that voice.
The Swan neck. I ripped this from Kyle's Instagram, so let's watch this.
Sport. It's an accessory for the Mammoth that gives it some additional functionality. It was quick to mount to the rack, just uses 2 bolts. You can also mount it to a wall. What's cool is that it offers another plane of motion, so I was just sort of walking around seeing how it felt, but it's pretty smooth. Another thing the Swan neck does is gives you a vertical storage option for the Mammoth, and this works with the dual weight horn or the single weight horn. I plan on making a full video about this, but if you have any questions, hit me in the comment section and let me know what you're thinking.
The Swan neck.
The Swan neck. So the Mammoth belt squat continues to evolve. I think the price for this is $149, but this adds the horizontal plane of movement to the Mammoth belt squat. Kind of cool that you can just store it vertically as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, cool add-on to the Mammoth belt squat. I still don't really see any companies who have rack attached belt squats continuing to like evolve it the way Fringe has evolved this one. It looks like GetRx might be with whatever they're coming out with next, the Nexus. I think it's called
Is that what they're calling it?
That looks pretty cool as well. But so yeah, Swan neck.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I do like that it gives you, that horizontal plane of motion, especially for me. The way that my rack is configured, the uprights are pretty close to the wall. So I like that I'd be able to kind of swing it towards the center of my rack and still use the belt squat. I don't like that it's bolt on. I think that probably kept the cost low-ish. But I just don't love it. Would have to go on a front upright for me, and I don't like taking up that real estate with anything that's like permanent. Pretty much the only thing that I have on there is J-cups, which are not permanent. But it's a great idea. I like that you can vertically store it, because storing my Mammoth is a weird, like I just have to like tuck it up in a corner. And so the fact that you can stand it up vertically on an upright is really cool. And yeah, I think it's a great product. I think it's funny that they're continuing down this like animal naming convention. So I think it's a cool product. And to your point, like no other companies have like built an ecosystem around their belt squat in the way that Fringe Sport has. And I think that that's just a testament to how well the Mammoth belt squat has sold, right? Like they know that they have an install base that they can continue to sell to over time. So that's a big shout out to Kyle and Fringe Sports with the success of the Mammoth belt squat.
Yeah. Jared says the brute force alpha form functional trainer review from the Iron Clinic was good today. Yeah, just want to plug that one. That looks like a really cool product. I didn't see the review. But they actually reached out about Home Gym Con, so we'll see if they decide to come. I think they have a lot of cool stuff that people would love. Next up, we have Holy Handle from Roar Man Strength. So this, again, is kind of a product that continues to evolve over time. This one is designed to be able to, it has the holes on the handle so that you can change up the grips.
The angles, yeah.
The angles, and yeah, the angles is kind of, yeah. I haven't seen any videos of this, but I think this is a really good idea. Fully stainless steel, and it does include that custom knurled mounting hardware, which is also looks like some pretty high quality stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. I mean, I put this in a comment the other day, but I think it was on this post that Rory had tagged me in. But his Megalith handles really breathed life back into what I would have considered kind of like a dead product, which was jammer arms. And he's just reinvigorated the market with around his handles, and Coop's given him high praise, and other creators in the space have. And so to continue to evolve on that is just great that he can do that. And I'm pretty sure these are selling really well. I don't have jammer arms, but these are a really cool piece. I'm pretty sure you could probably even turn them into D handles if you wanted to, kind of like people are already doing with the Megalith handles. So really cool product from a really great dude. If I had jammer arms, I'd probably be buying these too.
I know, same. All right, next up. So
yeah, this one's interesting.
Ivanko Barbell. They teased this Instagram post, which I don't even know the history behind these plates. But
okay.
I know they were very popular back in the day, and I don't know when they stopped creating them, but they are. I mean, based off this teaser post, they might be returning.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to bring them back. I wonder if they were popular back in the day. Yeah, I think they came out in the 80s, and at that time, chrome was kind of what you saw across most gym equipment, and home gyms weren't really a thing, so this would have been mostly seen in like a commercial gym. And being from California, I talked about this on the podcast with Kyle and Tommy about like, it's cool how you kind of regionally will find stuff on the used market based off of like where the manufacturer is located. But I remember it was early in the COVID explosion of home gyms when Efren Lifts posted, I think it wasn't even Efren. I was like looking into vintage plates because I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to buy, and just like looking for older plates, and like just through a Google search, I found like one of Efren's pictures of his like chrome throne that he's designed with his whole collection of these Ivanko OMCs. And I was like, those are beautiful. Like, what are those? And then I went down the rabbit hole to learn a little bit more about them and how they were like a limited run back in the 80s. And finding them nowadays is like really, really tough. And if you do find them, they're usually priced, pretty high. So it'll be interesting to see if they do re-release these. How are they going to differentiate them from the vintage ones so that it doesn't hopefully impact the value of those vintage ones? Somebody commented that like they're going to have to put some kind of a little, indentation or marker around there on the backside or something so that you can easily differentiate between the two. But I think they're like, when I saw this, I thought, would I swap to a full set of these things? Like, would I do it? Because Ivankos are great plates. They've got good hole tolerances. They're really pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really pretty, and they even like these newer ones have like a old school feel, like iron feel. Yeah, this would be a cool return.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So I recorded a podcast with Adam the other night, and it's kind of like the title topic is 7 things to keep an eye out in the home gym space, and basically just 7 questions that it'll be cool to follow along with. And one of the topics was like, with the rise of the home gym community, like it's pretty clear like there's a huge home gym community now, and it kind of feels like a lot of the legacy brands have no idea that it even exists.
Right.
It kind of like you haven't seen Coop do any like Life Fitness reviews or Hammer Strength reviews.
Right.
They haven't like done it. They haven't even reflected their pricing towards like this big mass market that is growing. Will any of them like jump in?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, and that basically just comes from my like research for trying to grow Home Gym Con and like reaching out to people and from these companies. And I would say 5% respond, and they clearly have no idea that Home Gym Con exists.
Okay.
And then most don't even reply, as with most like sales emails.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see if this home gym space keeps growing, like if you see garage gym reviews keep growing and the home gym community on Facebook keep growing, like if like companies like this, maybe this is specifically for they want to get in the home gym scene.
Yeah.
Like the massive amount of home gym owners, like how many would buy these sorts of plates? So
Yeah.
that's
I
just
mean,
something to keep in mind, or
yeah,
like keep an eye out on.
I think that has to be true because, commercial gyms aren't thinking about, oh, these are the cool new plates or
Yeah.
these look really, really good, as much as like they're usually trying to get some kind of a package deal, or buy the cheapest per pound plates that they can find, which is why I think you see like a lot of like the York plates in gyms because they're fairly inexpensive for like a milled plate. But yeah, it's a good call out. I'm curious. I don't know if like I think Life Fitness pretty much owns most of those brands at this point. Like they gobbled up a lot of them in the 90s. And there's a couple of pieces that you'll still find, like they've got some really great lat pull down and row pieces that I've used in commercial gyms that you'll see show up on the used market for like a really good price. And it's like, oh, if I had the space, I would quickly pick up that, Life Fitness, lat pull down, seated row, not sitting on the floor, like that kind of stuff. And how would they enter the space? Because now the space wants everything to be 3x3 with 1-inch holes, kind of like the new Walrus from Fringe Sports, keeping on
Yeah.
that lat pull down train of thought. But yeah, interesting story though on the Ivankos. Like, so something I wanted, like I said, when I first saw them, then I quickly discovered like, oh, these aren't just something you can buy new. You have to track them down. They usually go pretty, I think like upwards of like $4 or $5 a pound sometimes if you can find them. And they usually require some level of restoration because a lot of them rust on the face. And a few years ago, I've told this story before, but like a few years ago, my wife and my daughter and I had done a road trip to California, and we were visiting my wife's cousin at his firehouse. He's a firefighter. So we went to the firehouse, and I like walk into the main bay of the trucks, and they've got a torque tank that they use. Because, most firehouses have a gym, and there's a torque tank in there. And I see like something shine on it. I'm like, wait, what is that? And I like walk up closer, and they've got one of these Ivanko 45-pound OMC plates right on top, and it's like outside. I'm like, what the heck? These guys have got Ivanko OMCs here. And then, I met all of the guys in the firehouse, and I was like, hey, do you guys have more of those plates? And they took me into their gym. And he's like, yeah, we've got a full set of those things. None of us like them because they look all old and from the 80s and stuff, so they don't ever get used. And they had a full set, like 445s, 425s, like a pair of 10s, a pair of 5s, a pair of 2.5s. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I wasn't in a position to make an offer on them, but I schooled him up on the value of them. And he was like, are you serious? I can get like $4. I'm like, if you find the right buyer, you guys could get a pretty penny for these. And
Clean
I'm
'em
pretty
up,
sure they
yeah.
went on to sell them, because he told me, he said, oh man, that's great news because we can never get budget to upgrade the gym. But if I can sell something existing, I can use that money to reinvest back into our firehouse gym. So that's what they did. And I still kind of kick myself for not being like, oh, I'll give you 50 cents a pound. I'll take those off your hands. You guys don't use them, No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, didn't do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Too bad. Too bad. Anyways, this will be cool if they do launch. Horse stall mat gripper.
I haven't tried this, but that feels slippery. It's getting hard though.
So I thought it was funny on their product page. They wrote that these are hand-picked horse stall mats from Tractor Supply and assembled in West, Northeast, South Dakota. So you can connect these to loading pins, and then on the podcast he also mentioned that you can use them as cable attachment with a carabiner, and they also have a I spelled like 3 things wrong here, so sorry about that. But and then you can also upload your top lifts on the Horse Stall Mat Gripper Records page on the Massonomics website.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I think only Tommy and Tanner could sell something like this. And they just they don't take themselves too seriously. It's all very tongue in cheek. I think yesterday they posted something about like, I don't know, they're just funny and naturally like really witty in the way that they market things and just the way that they hold a conversation. But they said something about like, you know, leave it to us to sell a piece of a horse stall mat for the same price as a whole horse stall mat. You know? And it's, again, they don't take themselves too seriously. But it looks like, I mean, he showed a picture of the first round of orders going out, and the back of the truck was like full. And I thought, yeah, these guys have got it figured out. Yeah,
I'm not surprised. Yeah, kudos to Massonomics for being able to sell anything.
Yeah, it was really cool at their recent Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic. They did like a horse stall mat with actual horse stall mats where they had a guy on each end and they had to see who could hold it the longest as like a competition. I thought, this is great. This is so niche, but it works.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I said to them, I would love to see this in the grip strength competitions at Home Gym Con.
I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be. Why not? Then you've got, however many participants that are going to be in that buying their own to train on at home. So it's a smart decision.
Yeah. Good job, Massonomics.
Yeah.
I'd like to show you power bells.
All right. Power bells. So
this is a long video.
I
watched the whole thing, but it's a long one.
Power bells. So they came to Home Gym Con with kind of a prototype, and actually a lot of people were interested in this product. So it's kind of like a combination of a dumbbell, and I mean, it's just a new take on a dumbbell, I would say, like an adjustable a loadable dumbbell.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they're partnering with, it sounds like Waited Out, to improve the product. It's got like a
okay.
Here, let me just play it.
Yeah, play it.
It's sped up. I sped it up because it is a longer video. So it's it's kind of gibberishy.
So we went down to Home Gym Con in late June, and we got a lot of great feedback down there. So we took that feedback to heart, came back, went to the drawing board, and redesigned a lot of it. I'd like to show you some of that today. So first off, these are going to be made out of 6mm steel, 1/4 inch steel, the hook and power bells. So they're going to be beefy. I mean, they're going to be really stout. And also, everything is made in America, made in USA. We're super excited about that. So first thing you'll notice is we widened it. We actually widened it out so it looks like a bell, right? Power bells. So what that allows is a lot more movement of the arm, so it doesn't massage when you're doing your lifts or anything. A lot more room. So then also we have the straight knurled handle with the needle bearings. So it's super smooth. Then we have this hole, you'll see, that goes through the whole thing. So some people are asking, hey, how can we hook this up to a table machine to do some table work? So that hole, you can hook a carabiner into it, and then you can do all your table work. It's super easy to do, and it makes a lot of sense. So this next thing is, we're really excited about this. A lot of people were wondering, like, concerned about the weight sliding off. It's never happened, but they still had concerns. So when we started redesigning this, we were so excited about this, we actually patented it. So this is a solid bar. So another thing, there are no welds. Everything is bolted together. The padding's bolted in. There's a 5/8 inch carriage bolt that goes through the body of the power bell that goes into this. It's threaded. The solid bar that goes on here. It's going to hold hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. It's just really nice, like really solid. So now we have the solid bar. So we have this channel running the whole length of it with holes drilled in it. So what that allowed us to do was retrofit a collar with a pop pin. The pop pin goes down inside the collar. So what that will allow us is, once you put the collar over the sleeve, put it up against the weight, and then when you rotate it, it'll pop into that channel. You can hear it there. And then if it starts to slide, it's going to catch one of those holes, and it's not going anywhere. That's even with the collar unlocked. It's super solid. We're really excited about that. Let's see what else. We still have the strap on there that everyone loves, that lock it to your arm, so the strap's still there. That bell shape allows, with a 10-pound weight, is now more stable. It won't roll when you step on the floor, so it's actually a nice stand. And the hook works the same way. You put the hook on, put the weight on top, it locks the hook down, and then you'll have it to rack it on your power rack when you're done with your set, and it's ready to go. That eliminates that shoulder, upward shoulder lifting with your knee with regular dumbbell. It's right there. You'll be able to pick it up right off of that. You'll notice all the holes in the hook. So all the holes, there's big holes obviously for the sleeve, and all these other holes are matched up to your power rack. So we have 3 1-inch holes for the 1-inch racks with the 2-inch spacing, and we have 3 5/8 inch holes with 1-inch spacing for your west side spacing. And what that allows is, when you're not using it on power bells, you can actually use this with a pin for an extra jiggle. So you can use that little extra perk. So I think that's about all, but we are about 3 to 4 weeks out from our first production. It's going to be a very limited production, and we're super excited about it. And from the feedback, we're thinking these are going to go pretty fast. And once again, we're excited to get them into our hands so we can get them into yours.
Power bells.
Power bells. Funny story about power bells at Home Gym Con. Before I go into that story, I think this video really does a great job. You could use it in your sales pitch to like maybe smaller companies, but of like how a company, like they didn't even have a production run. They just had like their samples. They came to Home Gym Con and they received so much feedback that they knew exactly how they needed to update it before actually doing a production run, and they took that feedback and applied it. Like, what an incredible way to in a matter of 2 days get all of the feedback and adjustments that you need from a focused, educated group of individuals that are coming to Home Gym Con. You're really not going to get that anywhere else. Like, you can't post something like that to social media and expect that people are going to give you the feedback that you're looking for, especially when you're a newer company and you don't have the audience that's going to be able to give you that feedback. So it's really cool to see that was a successful investment for their business to come to Home Gym Con and really refine their product. My funny story is that they're one of those companies that I probably would have just like walked past, and but at one point, I had my brother there with me. He was my cameraman, and we were just, tagging along together all across the Home Gym Con floor. And at one point, I was kind of taking a break, and I wanted to go talk to Nate at Executive Fit. So, I brought my brother over to meet Nate. Me and Nate kind of got into a deeper discussion, and my brother just kind of started to wander a little bit. He was just, checking stuff out while Nate and I were just catching up on life and all of the things. And I kind of see out of the corner of my eye that my brother has kind of been caught by the trap that was power bells. And he's like, I wouldn't call him shy, but he's very kind, my brother, and he wouldn't be one to just like say something and exit. Like, if they're going to keep talking to him, he was stuck there. And Nate and I had a long conversation, but my brother eventually like comes over and he tells me, he's like, "Hey, you got to go over there and do an interview." And I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "That was the only way that I could get out of it, man. Like, I told him that my brother was here capturing content. I promised them that you'd come over and do an interview and get some content." I was like, "All right, cool, let's go over." And I'm glad I did, because they're just a super passionate family. It was, I think, his wife and maybe his sister-in-law or his sister who had grabbed my brother and were just like so excited about the product and so excited to be at Home Gym Con. And it was just oozing out of them. So I spent probably a good 20 minutes or so with them, doing a full product demo, checking them out, giving them some feedback. Eventually did an interview with, was his first name? What was his first name?
William.
Michael? William. Okay. That, I can't remember. There was
William or
Michael.
Bill. I don't know what he goes by.
I should remember. I was just editing his interview last night, but, one of the pieces of feedback that I gave him was they had one of those ergonomic handles on there. And I just told him, I was like, "Hey, if you want to just kind of like remove a potential objection from the serious like home gym buyer, you're going to need to get rid of this ergonomic handle. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be, a must, but it's just one objection that you can just quickly eliminate by putting a straight knurled handle on here." And I'm sure other people told him that. It wasn't just me, but it's cool to see that they went that route, went with the straight knurled handle, and made a lot of other really great improvements. I liked the product. I don't know if it's something I need in my space with like a full set of kettlebells and a full set of dumbbells, but it's a really cool product. I was impressed with it personally.
It really is one of those products where, I think a lot of people, you look at it and you're like, nah, but you try it and you're like, oh yeah, I really like this. And I think they got a lot of that feedback. And like you said, it looks like a really refined product now.
Yeah.
They definitely,
the pad is way better for sure.
Yeah, it looks good. So I'm excited to see how their first run goes.
Yeah.
I actually have him, I'm doing an interview with him on Thursday.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
He's a personality. He'll be
So we'll
fun.
get the story behind this. I haven't heard it. I know I can't even remember. I think they reached out and were like, "Hey, we're thinking about coming to the event, But I just want to say kudos to them for like, you know, it's a big decision to go to Home Gym Con when you don't even
Yeah.
have a full product. And I do know that they were really happy with the event, as far as just like connections and getting feedback. So, and you know, if he's bringing up Home Gym Con on a follow-up call, then, you know, so yeah, this is, I should just send this to like 20 people who are small companies and be like, it's worth it, I promise.
Yeah, this is the type of value that you get out of it.
But yeah, and that was a cool, I liked how he just like went on Instagram and had the guts to say all of this, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's not easy doing that. So kudos to Power Bells.
I also could see this, depending on the price, becoming like an underrated cable attachment, like because they added that little attachment point.
Yeah.
Because that places the attachment point further back and up on your forearm for like flies and lat raises, stuff like that. I could see like this actually working out pretty well. There's a couple of products out there like 4-6 has something like that.
Yeah.
But
I wonder how easy, how difficult or easy it is to take off that weight.
The loading pin.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's obviously an
He mentioned it wasn't welded. So
okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
no welds.
I know. I noticed that too on the video when he started doing the movement. I was like, that probably would be pretty clean.
Yeah, I agree.
And then this one, Hexport multi-port.
More than just a backrest on the isolator, it was
multi-arm isolator.
Would go in either the upper or lower.
We don't need to watch this full thing because we're already at 50 minutes. But this adds some stabilization to the isolator. Just another one of those products that keeps evolving over time. Anything else to add to this one?
No, I didn't watch this video, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is. But yeah, I feel like Larry kind of went quiet a little bit after Home Gym Con in terms of like how frequently he was posting. Maybe he's just fallen out of my algorithm, but maybe he's just like taking all of the feedback that he got from Home Gym Con and putting it to work. But yeah, I mean, again, he's got a great install base with the isolator and a lot of like rabid fans for his products. So this is going to be a good one. We'll see how it sells, but it's good to see Larry kind of showing back up with the products.
Yeah. I think you know, he's mentioned a few times on some follow-up videos that some products are just taking longer to cross the finish line. There's also a lot of people like copying his products and selling them overseas before he even gets them to market. So there's a lot of that going on. His private Facebook group, he shares more.
Yeah. No, I see him
just
there.
Instagram anymore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of knockoffs, a friend of mine on Instagram hit me up last night, asking for some help tightening up some tolerances on some, like, he got some trolleys on his uprights, like, basically like the VTS. They look just like the VTS, but they had a different logo on them. I was like, what trolleys are those? And he's like, oh, they're VTS knockoffs I got on Amazon. Great price. And I was like, oh man, yep. Yeah. That's
right. Like and then like a lot of companies like that. So like a lot of companies that are knocked off a lot, they get like customer service emails like that. Like, hey, can you help me fix this? And they do some follow-up questions, and it's like, oh, that's not our product. It's a knockoff that you got off Alibaba or Amazon. I heard the Force USA guy mentioning that the other day. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I guess it's a good problem to have. It means people are paying attention, but also a frustrating problem to have. What can you do?
Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff. Let's see. Catch up on the chat. Is there anything in there? Did you see anything worth surfacing to continue our conversation?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
All right.
Is there a product already called Power Bells? I've never heard of it.
There's similarly named products for sure, but I don't think.
Power blocks.
What was the other? There was that other guy who didn't wind up coming to Home Gym Con. You had him. You interviewed him. The younger guy. He had something kind of similar with like what was that? You had him on the podcast. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look through the your history, but there was he didn't wind up making it. I think the tariffs.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Free Bell.
Free Bell.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember how similar that product was to the Power Bells. You would know better than I did since you interviewed him. Was it kind of similar?
It's kind of similar, but it's more for like kettlebell movements.
Okay.
Like, it's like there's no like it's like free flowing, so it'll go back and forth on the wrist.
Yeah.
They're different, but they
Okay.
do have some similarities.
Oh, yeah.
Bells,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm seeing this now. Yeah.
I think those are a good product too. They look like a good product.
Yeah. Yeah. They look a lot like the ones from AbMat, but they just have a rotating handle, it looks like, on them.
Correct.
What are the ones from AbMat called again?
U-Bells.
U-Bells. I should know. I wore that t-shirt yesterday. Yeah. U-Bells, Free Bells, Power Bells, all the bells. Did Clevabelt go to HGC? Yes, but
Yeah, they didn't have a
Steve was
booth,
there
Steve.
with Rep. Yeah, he didn't have a
Correct, yeah.
booth. He was just there as a part of the Rep Fitness booth. So
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know what his plans are going forward, if he's gonna like keep a store open and sell stuff, or if he's just gonna go with the licensing route.
That's a good question.
I haven't even does he have a website still?
Yeah, I think he does, mainly because whenever people would ask about the Adroit landmine, they would say it's been out of stock on Clevabelt's website for forever. So I know when I was talking to Steve at Home Gym Con, they still have a website. He was saying that because Rep is now facilitating, he's licensed to Rep. It's given him the time to be creative again, and he's just got a huge list of ideas that he wants to explore. Whether or not he tries to bring those to market or gives Rep like first dibs on potentially bringing them to market, I don't know, but I think he's cooking. He's cooking
Okay.
back there. He's in the lab.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. Good to hear.
I'm just seeing. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's all I got. We were at about an hour. Want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up. So that's it. We'll see you
All
guys
right.
next week.
See
10:30
y'all.
Eastern.
Yeah, I guess
On
we
Tuesday.
Finally dialed in a time. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
10:30
good.
Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, Tuesday mornings. Knurled News Live.
Knurled News Live.